Akin Goes to School, Chapter 8, Tragedy in Offa. It was another month before Akin had fully regained his hearing. By then, he had missed a whole term at school. When he returned to Mr. Komolafe in April, he found it difficult to keep up with his class. He had missed so much, and in December, when he took his examination, he failed them. The teachers were very sympathetic and told him it was not his fault, but he would have to spend another year in Standard 4, while Dele passed to Standard 5. Akin was very upset and seemed to change his character. Instead of the happy boy everyone knew, he sulked continually and would only speak when spoken to. When school opened again in January, he found himself among junior boys and felt ashamed to be seen with them. Equally, he would not associate with his former classmates because he felt they despised him for failing his exams. Worst of all, he was back in the same class as the bully Holu. While the other children were in reality sympathetic to Akin, the bully Holu taunted him continuously about his failure. Even Dele found it difficult to talk with his friend, despite the fact that they spent every evening at home. One day in December, just before the end of term, a man rushed into Akin's classroom and called the teacher aside. At first, the teacher was angry at his interruption, but when he heard what the man had to say, he flung his hands up in horror. He called Akin to the front of the class and together with the stranger shepherded him outside. "Akin," he said gently, "you are wanted urgently at Mama Dele's." When Akin got there, he saw a large crowd. It was then the man told him Mr. Komolafe was dead. He was knocked over on his bicycle by a mammy wagon whose brake failed on the way to your village, he told Akin, who immediately burst into tears. After he had regained control of himself, Akin asked, "Where is Dele? Has he been told?" "Yes," the man said gently. "I must go to him. He will need me." Akin sobbed. Yes, you can go into the house to keep Dele. He is with his mother, but you must keep out of her way. She is terribly upset." As he walked into the Komolafe's house, Akin thought about the way he had been behaving since he failed his exam. His own troubles were small compared to those of Mr. Komolafe's and Dele. He determined that he would do all he could to help them, and that he would never let his own trouble be a burden to others again. Mr. Komolafe's funeral took place 2 days later, just before the end of term. Farmer Segun and Mama Akin attended the service in St. Peter's Church. They had never been in such a building before and did not understand what was happening, but they both came out of respect to Mr. Komolafe, who had been such a good friend to them. 2 weeks later, Mama Akin and Farmer Segun went to visit Mrs. Komolafe. They left Akin at home to look after Ojo. After expressing their sympathies once again to Mrs. Komolafe, they told her that they had come to offer to try and arrange another place for Akin to stay next term. But why does he need somewhere else to stay? Isn't this his home in Offa? Mrs. Komolafe protested. "Ah, Mama Dele, we thought it would be too much trouble for you now that Mr. Komolafe is dead." "Well, it is true. It could be difficult for me to pay his fees, but it will be no trouble to have him stay. Mama Dele, you are so kind. If you will keep him here, we will send you all the food you need for him and yourself. The farmers in our village have agreed to contribute. If you will keep him, and Farmer Segun will pay his fees and buy his books." As a result of Akin's cure, the people in our village have begun to see the use of white man's books. Mrs. Komolafe smiled at Mama Akin and thanked her for her kindness. "I shall need all the help I can, for Mr. Komolafe did not leave much money behind, and I promise you Akin will help you all he can," Mama Akin replied. And indeed Akin did. His whole attitude changed. His work improved so much that one day in a staff meeting, his teacher told his colleagues, "I don't know what to do with Akin. He's far ahead of all other children in his class. I begin to feel we should have let him go on to Standard 5, even though he failed his examinations. He's already done all the work last year, and I'm afraid he will be bored if he continues in Standard 4. "Yes," said the headmaster. "He passed away ahead of the other boys in the midterm examination." The teacher in charge of Standard 5 spoke up. "Akin, obviously a very bright boy. I think he made a mistake in holding him back. But it's only since Mr. Komolafe's death that he has really shown how bright and hardworking he is. It seemed that to have shocked him to his senses. If you will agree, I suggest he should be promoted to Standard 5. I will give him an extra coaching, and I'm sure he will catch up and pass his exams. He has been excused games for the year as a result of his illness, so he will have the time." The teachers